17 Jewels Salon here in Oakland on Telegraph Avenue. She is a Women's Initiative board member, so she volunteers and gives back to the community by helping Women's Initiative. And she also is one of the first graduates of Women's Initiative, graduating more years ago than you would believe. I'm younger than I look. Yeah. So, Julie, welcome.
I'm really 85, but good evening, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for having me here, first of all. Let me set this down. So I wrote a speech. I was in Mexico for 2 weeks, or for 9 days, excuse me, and I spent quite a bit of time thinking about what I wanted to say tonight. So I hope that you get some great tidbits out of what I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to tell you my story. So I want to give a huge thank you, first of all, to Women's Initiative for having me back. It's an honor for me to come and speak to you guys tonight, so thank you. It's an amazing organization, as I'm sure you have all figured out at this point. You will grow so much as a human being from what you've learned here. You'll go out into the world and you're going to do great things, and I'm sure it will. I'm going to see your faces around. So I want to talk to you tonight a little bit about following your passion and what that means. Everyone's dream starts somewhere, and yours started when you enrolled in your first class at Women's Initiative. So I'm going to share a bit about my story with you here. My long history with Women's Initiative started over 20 years ago when I enrolled in one of their very first classes at the Oakland campus. So that's great. What's everybody looking at? They're looking and laughing at something. So anyways, I enrolled in one of their very first classes. I just loved it. So in the classes, I met other women who, like myself, had a glimmer of an idea, an inkling, or just wanted to get a boost to their future plans of becoming a successful entrepreneur. In the classes, I learned what it took to start and run a successful business. I still have all of my notes, 20 plus years later, in my filing cabinet. I'd be happy to share any of them with you at any time, but that's how much it's given me. Save your notes. You're gonna use them for your future. You're going to look back at this as your foundation. See? So I took really super careful notes. I paid close attention, and I did all the homework that was necessary. And if you ask my mom, who's here tonight, where did she go? Here she is. My mom came to support me. If you ask her, this was not like me at all. I actually didn't graduate high school. I didn't want to be a part of the whole high school thing. It's a whole nother story. So this was a new endeavor for me to really just be passionate about something. I launched my first business shortly after graduating Women's Initiative, and it was called Feel Good Designs. Can you guys hear me in the back? Okay. All right. I launched my first business shortly after graduating Women's Initiative. It was called Feel Good Designs. I designed and sold urban streetwear, doing hats, t-shirts, and boxer shorts. I was a one-woman army. I basically did the designing, the marketing, acquiring all the accounts to sell my line in all the stores. I did everything. I was exhausted. I did it for 5.5 years. Basically, I can tell you what I learned from that experience and those experiences doing that business are immeasurable. So I learned so much in those 5.5 years. And after that time, I had to humbly realize that was not my passion. It was humbling. I was up here on the ladder, and I came down a few rungs. It's okay, it's gonna happen, right? So I realized that I'd taken the venture as far as I could at that point. All the while, I was a hairstylist. I had a huge clientele, and I loved it. It was right in front of me, and I was like, why don't I just do this? So I worked in different salons, and I helped other people realize their dreams. So I worked for people who were pursuing their dreams. Then once again, the entrepreneurial spirit, it hit me. And I said, you know what? I decided after carefully studying what it was I wanted to create, I'd open my own hair salon. My salon is called 17 Jewels Salon Spa, in case any of you want to come visit. We're on 48th and Telegraph in the Temescal district. We do hair, skincare, massage, and we're a huge part of the community. We've been open now for 6.5 years and have been fortunate enough to receive many accolades. I got nominated for Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 3 times in a row from Women's Initiative. It was one of my highest honors. I think I cried when I heard it the first time. I was like, really? It was great. So, and then the other thing is we just recently have been nominated for an Oakland Indie Award. So I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a local Oakland thing. Local businesses get nominated. There are different categories. We were nominated for the Oakland Soul Award. So it's businesses that give back, that have heart and soul, and give back to the community. So I'm honored. That's the 2nd year in a row we've had, or 3rd year in a row. So opening and running my own businesses have been 2 of the most challenging and rewarding endeavors of my life. I can tell you for sure. Being an entrepreneur constantly pushes me to the edge and forces me to grow. It takes a certain kind of person to do that. And once you guys walk through that door tonight, you'll have just what you need to begin your journey on being that person. So remember that. I'm proud to be a board member of the Women's Initiative. I've been invited to be on the board. I've been on the board for about 2 months now. It's wonderful. It's my opportunity to give back. So I'm helping you guys. I'm raising funds for you guys to keep you in class, right? So, it's one of my proudest things. I love networking. There's no reason why one person can't get an education and another person can. Why someone can be successful and another person can. And if we all help each other do that, that's what we're here for. So, I'm also proud to be speaking to you here tonight as a small business owner, as well as those other 2 things. Lastly, I want to share some things I've learned along the way from my mentors, my mother, my friends, and other strong women that I admire. And I want to hear one of you guys up here at some point saying something like that. The things you've learned from all the experiences you've gained. Excuse me. The first one I learned from a woman who I grew up going to her restaurant. My mom would take me to her sushi restaurant in Berkeley. I said to her one night, I said, Kimmy, I'm opening my own salon. I admire you so much and look up to you. What can you tell me? Like, what would be your best piece of advice for me? And Kimmy said, you know, Julie, always make your customers feel welcome. Greet them when they come in. How are you today? Whatever business you're in, your customer is affording you to be in that business, right? So remember that. It's very humbling. At my salon, we offer somebody, would you like some Numi tea? It's from Oakland. We support our local community. Would you like a glass of wine? Come on in, we'll hang up your coat for you. Making them feel welcome. The second thing is I believe that success comes from trying again, time and again, sometimes failing, like, you know, maybe you could say my first thing I didn't succeed at, keeping at it, sometimes failing, learning from your mistakes, maintaining your excitement, and keeping at it until you find what works. So you just keep at it. The third thing is it's very important to participate in community life beyond your business. It's not all about you. Get out there and expand. So what I mean by that is get involved in your local community, whether it's your churches, your synagogues. Bring people into you. They want to see you. Get involved in the schools. Volunteer in nonprofits, and they can all be your allies. For me, being on the board is that. So I don't have a lot of extra time, but I feel passionate about this organization. I work all day, but I'm coming here. I really, I want to support this. So it brings me, I don't know if it's going to bring you more or me more. So get involved. The fourth is find mentors and guide others coming up. Meet with people you admire. Is there someone who you admire that you can learn from? They've already paved the path. They've already made it smoother for you. Don't reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. The fifth thing is never let anyone tell you you can't do it, because you can. And I'm here to tell you I'm stubborn. So plenty of people in life choose not to follow their dreams or pursue them for whatever reason, but that's not your problem. You're committed on your path, so keep going. If they're going to tell you, I had a dream once and, oh man, it didn't work out, just stand up and say, too bad, and keep going on your path. The sixth thing, there's only a couple more. The sixth, I promise, I like to talk. Sixth thing is always believe in yourself, meaning listen to your inner voice to guide you when you're making decisions. I take that in business and in life. If you get that feeling like, oh, I don't think I should buy all those buttons, I'm a fabric, I'm a clothing designer or something. Those buttons are thousands of dollars. Listen to the voice. There's a reason that your human being, your human voice says that. Seventh is take time to refresh and regenerate your energy. Meaning, you're the most precious resource you have. There's only one of you. So you have to take care of that and make time for yourself away from your business. For me to go to Mexico was a freaking miracle. I did not get any texts, any calls, nothing. It was great. I needed those 9 days for my sanity so I could come back and vision what my next steps are and write my speech. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, remember, the bigger the risk you take in life, the bigger the reward's going to be.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
The smaller the risk, you get a smaller reward. Not saying don't take the smaller risk, but take a risk. You only got one time here. And have a great time. And thank you guys for coming again tonight and to Women's Initiative.
Thank you.
And if anybody has any questions for me, I'm here. And I'd be happy to be a mentor or just, bounce stuff off of me. That's all I'm going to say.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Adele Berry, and I had the pleasure of being the trainer for one of the groups of graduates here tonight. So first, I want to thank our keynote speaker, Julie Stevens. Thank you very much for joining us and sharing your words of wisdom. It's always great to hear about the journey and how it has turned out so successfully for you. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
So I had the pleasure of being with this fabulous group of women for 11 weeks who spent hours and hours behind the computer